Hello and welcome. This is Irfan Lodi, and today we are having free online Primavera P6 training session 4. All previous sessions have been recorded and uploaded onto my YouTube channel. You can find out the links of the previous recorded training session videos under the video description. Today we are going to learn how to assign baseline program in Primavera, how to update the program in Primavera because there are different ways to update the program. I am going to show you how to update manually and how to update through export and import from Excel to Primavera. And I am going to demonstrate about different dates, how different dates work in Primavera, and similarly how different types of progress percent complete works in Primavera. So let's go to Primavera and explore further. It is the same schedule that we have been following in the previous session, and we have added the EPS. Under the EPS we have added the project, then under the project we have added WBS, and then added the activities, then assigned the relationships, and then added the resources, and then the same program we are going to assign as baseline, and then further we will update. So let me show you first that is the schedule. We have training session 3. So I just changed this name to session 3 to 4, and I simply copy and paste here. So I have got same program here, and the ID here is 4.0. So that is the exact same program, and I'm going to assign to that program. How to assign? Then under the project you have maintain baseline. So you have to click on maintain baseline, and this window is open up now, and it is showing my project. And then we have to add, and then there is another window open which is showing that what would you like to do. There is one option, save a copy of the current project as a new baseline. So you can save the same program without making a copy, which might take longer duration. So better practice is to convert another project to a new baseline of the current project. So we are going to use that option, click OK, and then the window is open up and it is asking to select the project. As I told you, I have already copied the project here. That is my project which I am going to maintain and assign. So click on it, click select button. It might take few seconds. So let's say you have 2 or 3 program and you can maintain 2 or 3 or more than one program here. So let us close it. We'll go to again project, assign baseline, and now here that is my project, and then it is asking project baseline, and currently it is showing current project, means that project. I have to select the one I have just made. And then the better practice is that you assign primary also, same project, and if you want you can do secondary and whatever. Click OK, and the baseline is assigned. Now how to see the baseline is assigned? I am going to select the column here. Under the dates I have got baseline project finish, and then I have got baseline project start. Apply, OK. And if you see here, I have got project baseline start and baseline project finish. These dates are reading from the program that we have assigned. So whenever we update and run the project, these all dates will remain same. If you notice here that the baseline project finish is 18 September 21 and the finish date is 21st September 21. There is 3-day difference between these two dates, and the reason is that so in the assigned baseline program there is one activity we set in the last session, excavation activity, which I set up as resource dependent activity. So I changed in the current program, but I did not change in the assigned baseline program, so you don't need to worry about it. That is basically our reference dates to analyze the program. Either we are on track, we are ahead or behind. All right. This original duration is from the current program, but similarly we have an option to take from duration the baseline project duration. I'm not going to take it because it is not required at the moment. Now, how to update the program? Project start date is 19th June. And let's say on the same day, we actually started the project. So click on the activity start. Under the activity details, here I have got status. So under the status, I have started and finished. But because it is milestone, so it is showing only start date. So you can click on start or finish, it doesn't matter. Whenever you click, it will select both. This activity is actual, and if you look here, it is showing 100% activity percent complete. Similarly, project duration is a level of effort activity. So we don't need to update manually. When we schedule the project, it will update accordingly. Finish date, as we know, this activity is not started because we just started the project. So we will leave it as it is. Civil design submission. Let's say we have submitted the design to the consultant 50%. I have got 4 documents total to be submitted, and against 4 I have submitted 2 documents. So I will say here started on when I started. Let's say I started on same date. So I will select here 19, which is already there because it is my start date. But the best practice is to take from edit user preference to take time close, because it will make, let's say if I start here 19 June, instead of 8 a.m. I say here 5 p.m. Then the duration will take accordingly and it will impact on my finish date. So I hope it is clear. So the better practice to take the time while you are updating the program. So I started on 19th June 50%. So here it is showing duration percent complete. I would say here 50, enter. So it is showing 50%. Okay. And then approval. So now I started this activity. It means we have submitted 2 documents. Automatically the approval activity is started. When the approval activity is started, next day of the submission. So I submitted my 2 documents, which is 50% on 19 June. So the next day I will start this activity, and I would say 19th June, I can say 5%, or depending on your agreement with the planner from consultant, that you can decide either I would say 5% once it is under review, or I would say 50%. It depends, but you have to show some progress here because it is under review. It might take only 2 days to get approval. You don't know. It might take 10 days to get up. But the normal practice is when you submit any document, you show approval 5%, 10%. That is finished. Now, let's say MEP design, we have submitted 100% document. Okay, so what I would say here, I would click on finish. So the both started and finished dates are actual here. And then I would say I have delayed 2 days from the baseline date. So I have submitted on 24th June at 8 a.m. And then consider the data date is 12th July. So we are covering all the progress until 12th July. So here we would say 12th July, select. So it is showing that actual date 12th July, we have submitted 100% document. It is the similar procedure to update an activity. Now we will go to schedule, and here it is showing my start date of the project. But as I said, my data date is 12th July. So I will select from here 12th July. But what should be the time? Now time is showing 00. So it should be 17. As per the assigned calendar, the working time is 5 p.m. So we would say here 17. Select, and then I'm going to show you what are inside the options. Now under the option, we have got use expected finish date. It is okay, leave it for now. And then we have got retained logic. Retained logic, I will cover this topic later on in the session because it requires a detailed then progress override and actual dates. But most of the time and most recommended practice is retained logic, because retained logic will retain, and then retained logic also will give you the forecast correctly instead of progress override. Early start, calculate start to start lag from early start, it is correct. You can also do actual start. So all these terminologies we are going to cover in the following sessions. And then we have got each project or open project. We keep it each project, but we have only opened one project, and that is the best practice. So we'll leave it as it is. Total float. So here it is got a formula. It is showing late finish minus early. I will show you now what is late finish and what is early finish. So it will be covered there. Predecessor activity calendar, it is right. So it calculate from the predecessor activity calendar. We have another option, advanced. That is advanced level. So I am leaving as it is. We will have one session about the critical path analysis and float path analysis. So we are going to cover this topic. Let us close this. Let us schedule now. And then I'm going to show you on the Gantt chart that is my start date. And this blue line is showing the cutoff date, the data date that we have set. Let me take days here on the time scale so it will make more clarity. Okay. So here, that is my 19th June, and then we have covered the progress until 12th July. So Sunday is 12th July. Before this line, if you look here, blue, you can set up layout different. So all actual bars will show blue, and then that green bar is showing remaining. Now, if you look at this activity, this activity is 100% completed, so it is showing only blue bar, but after data date, it is not showing any bar because there is nothing left. There is no remaining activity. But these other activities are remaining based on the percent complete. That is how we update the program. Now, let me tell you quickly about some dates. After the dates, I will show you how to update the same activities through Excel. Let me take some columns so you are not able to see the Gantt chart. So we have got start and finish. Now I'm going to take late finish and late start. And here, if you find a problem to find out anything, you can just simply press Ctrl F and you can write whatever you want. So let's say I say late, it is taking me to the late, and then I will say again. So here I have got late start and late finish. So I will take these two dates, apply. Now for this activity, the late start is 21st November 2020. So why is that? And here the late finish is 2nd December 2020. However, I have got here the date forecast 23rd July. Now let me take float and I will explain to you why late date is like that and how it calculates. So under duration, we have got total float. So this total float is, if you see here, you have got 113 days. From 23rd July 2020 plus 113 days can be delayed and you will end up with 2nd December. It means that if you have any number of float, you can delay the activity and it will not impact to the overall project completion date. Now late finish here, it is showing 29th January 2020. However, we are finishing early is because here we have set must finish date by January 2020. So my baseline finish date is 18 September 21. Let me go to the project and set here 18 September 21, and then let me schedule the project again. And if you see here, this total float is showing minus 1.50. And then if I change this to 17, means 5 p.m., I will schedule again. It is showing me minus 1 day total delay. Now I think you got an idea how late start and late finish works. If you want, you can write down any question in the chat. I can look at it and I will respond to you. We supposed to finish this activity by 11th July 2020, but we are actually finishing on 23rd July 2020, and it is based on the progress update. The progress update we are using is duration percent. Okay, Rafiq asked a question. What is the difference between baseline late start and late finish? Baseline late start and late finish, it will read from the baseline dates. Now here I am taking project baseline late start and late finish, give you more clarity. Now let's say civil design submission activity. This activity is delayed 1 day. Now my project late start for this activity is 14th November 2020 and late finish is 8th December 2020. But here late start and late finish based on my current program, is earlier than these dates. Why? Because it is having negative float. So when you are having negative float for the activity, it works other way around. So the early dates consider as late and late dates consider as early. But if you look at this activity, on this activity, your project baseline late start was 4th June 21 and project baseline late finish was 2nd July. However, here late we are finishing early and that's why we are having positive float. No, Hassan asked a question, late start and late finish date only appears after we schedule. No, it is there. Basically, your total float is calculating your late date. Whatever your early dates here plus your float becomes your late dates. Now I'm going to show you how to import and export. We will go to File, Export, Spreadsheet, next, Activities, because we are only updating now activities. Click Next, check Export, click Next. Now I will modify and take the fields which are required. So we don't need a start date, finish date. We need actual start, actual finish, and activity percent complete. Click OK, click Next. I'm going to save the file. OK, finish. Now it is exported. Okay, that's my file. And here I have got activity ID, status, WBS code. It is very important. WBS name doesn't matter because it is having static under the bracket. It is dynamic. Activity names. We are not going to change activity names. We will keep it as it is. Duration, we will keep it as it is. Actual start date and finish date, we will update. Activity percent complete, we will update. So now I will take the activities from the program. Let's say I have copied all the activities into another Excel file. I will show you now. Okay, that is the activities we just copied from the program. Okay, and then we have updated these 4 activities. Now I am going to update these further 4 activities. So what I will do, I would say here that this activity submission of MEP shop drawing was 20% and this activity shop drawing is 5%. MEP shop drawing submission is 50% and approval is 1%. So these are the activities. So normally what you can do easily that you create this kind of schedule in Excel and you can send to the operation team and you can send to the design team or whatever from where you are going to get the progress. And once you get the progress within the Excel file, you can directly import to the Primavera. Now I have to update the dates here similarly as we updated the date in Primavera. So here I'm going to say MEP shop drawing submission we have submitted on 25th June at 8 a.m. and then approval on 28 June 8 a.m. and then let's say MEP shop drawing we have submitted on 1st July 100% because it will give you another idea how to make an activity complete. So I would say here 1st July 2020 at 5 p.m. which will be 17. And then when I started on 27th June and then the approval will start on 28th June and it will continue. Okay. The other dates, let's say here we have got 24, so I will make it 24th June and then civil approval I will make it 25th June. All right, so we are going to update only these 4 activities. So what I will do, I will apply lookup from here and I will get the data there. You might not see, but you will see the lookup on the other sheet. So let me share the other sheet. So that is the sheet where we are going to update. So simply you come on the right hand side, apply VLOOKUP. Okay, now it is showing the progress. But remember, the percentage is not reading here, it is reading the numbers. So all these we have to apply one additional formula here, and into 100 it will give us a number instead of percentage. So actually this 5 number is a 5% which I will put here. Okay, so what you can do here, you can apply filter, and then you can remove the blank from here, because all the not applicable we are not going to update. We are only going to update these 4 activities as I said. So you similarly just copy this and paste values here, and then I will just work on it to get the dates. So that's my start date. I will copy. I have to make format. The dates we will take, let's say. You know why it's not working? So whenever we work, we find out real examples. Now, why it's not working? Because here we are multiplying by 100. So we have to remove, just did it for getting the percentage into numbers. So I will copy this here as values, and it is okay. Now I will change to get the finish date, and that's my finish date. And I put it here. But remember, we will leave actual finish date blank for all the activities here which are not equals to 100. So I will remove this, and remove that. And then here I've got one actual finish date which is having 100%. Let me read this. And then what we have to do on the status, we are going to say in progress, and we will copy and we will paste for below activities which are in progress. And then here we were saying completed. Okay, so I was telling you about that these 4 activities are updated here. We have got actual start date, which we have taken from the sheet we just updated. And then here we have got actual finish date for the activity, which is 100%. And accordingly, we have updated in progress or completed as activity status. That is all we need to do here. But when you export and import activities, make sure these WBS codes should be the same as you have exported. Let us close and import, and let's see how it works. So from file, I will import Excel spreadsheet. Next, I will select, that is the file I just saved. Next, check in activities. Next, import to, so we have to select the project. Next, finish. It might take few minutes and it will be imported. So it is imported successfully. If you look at here, MEP shop drawing, we said it will start on 27th June. It will finish on 1st July with 100%. And then the other activities are having the dates which we just imported, having the percentage which we just imported. But you notice here, we have, when we imported the Excel sheet, under it we have put 20. We did not put 20%. But when we imported, it is having 20%. So that is the difference. You have to make sure if you are applying VLOOKUP from the other sheet, which is having a format as percentage, you have to make sure that you convert it to numbers. Simply you can just multiply by 100 and then it will work correctly. Then let us schedule here. Now let me show you if we want to fix remaining duration. Now I have got remaining duration for this activity. And you can also look the remaining duration here. If I want to change remaining duration to 40 days and then schedule the project, what happened here? It gives me 0%. Now let me change this to again 20%, and then the remaining is changed again. let's say the engineer is saying that I am not able to finish this activity within the remaining 12 days. I need 25 days to finish this activity. How you will fix this? Let me show you why it happens. If you see here percent complete type, it is showing duration. So you have two types here, duration and physical. So how duration work? You just saw it. It computes the percentage to the remaining duration. So you have 12 days for an activity, you have done 50%, it will calculate the remaining duration according to the original duration as 50%, and it will show 50% as remaining duration. But here we are going to select physical. I am going to change this remaining duration to, let's say, 25 days. All right. And then I would say here 20%. I will schedule the project. And then now I have 20% as progress, and it is showing here physical percent instead of duration percent. And then here I fix 25 days as remaining. And then similarly, we have got units, and units are based on units. So you have to have here actual units. Let's say the selling price here, we have budget 3480. You put here, let's say 2500, and then it will change the activity percent complete. You saw here 71.84%. So there are three options to calculate your progress percent, the percent complete. So let us fix it physical now. And most of the time when you are working on the program, they prefer to have physical percent complete, because if you have physical percent complete, you are able to forecast your activities correct. And now you have another option here. Let's say I need 25 days, 25 calendar days. That you cannot calculate the calendar days here. You can calculate, but in this case, you have to go to your calendar, check if there is no any holidays, extra or public holiday. You have 5-day or 6-day calendar. Accordingly, you calculate. So the easiest way is you can ask the engineer that when you are finishing this activity, like as anticipated finish date, he would say 20 August, I will finish this activity. So you come here, you click on it, and you can select from here 20 August, select the activity, and accordingly this remaining duration will change. We fixed last time 25, but when we change the date from here, it changed the duration. Let's see another way. Let me put 15 days, press enter, and then this date is changed. So this, the date and the remaining duration is dependent to each. How can it be set to physical for all activity? Okay, I will show you how can it be fixed. And it is a very valid question. Okay, let me take the column. It is under percent complete. So you can find out under percent complete type. Let's say you have to change all the activity from duration to physical. So you click on it, you select physical, the first activity, and you go through to the last activity, shift and click on it. You selected the range, right click and fill down. Now it is showing physical. So this is very easy, and all the activities now will behave as physical. Okay. Now let us explore some percent completes. So under percent complete, we have got duration percent complete. And this duration percent complete we already discussed just now. When we change to duration type to physical, we discussed it. And then we have performance percent complete, which is very important. Let us explore these two. Now the duration percent complete is based on the duration of the activity. So you have this duration, accordingly it is showing what are the percent you have complete for level of effort. And then for these activity we updated, you remember, but it is showing 0 because we changed this to physical and the remaining is not set. So we will change this to, let's say we set last time 50%, and it is showing duration percent 50%, but because it's physical, now we have an option to change the remaining duration. So let's say if I change 20, now the duration percent complete has gone. It is showing 0. It is the same thing that we have discussed there. But most importantly, I'm going to show you performance percent complete, which is very important. And let me take more column. Let's say under the earned value, we have got budget at completion. We have got earned value and we have got planned value. And then I will take from percent complete, schedule percent complete. That is important for you to know how it calculates. Now, schedule percent complete is 1.57% and performance percent complete is 2.37%. So the schedule percent complete is reading from where? It is reading from this budget and planned. So we have got total budget, the same we have assigned baseline program. It is having the same budget at completion. This budget at completion reads from the baseline program. So all these number you are it is showing here, it is coming from baseline program. How the schedule percent complete calculates? This divide by budget at completion. Now, how we are getting the planned value? We are getting the planned value as I have shown you last time in the last session. Here under the spreadsheet, we have under the earned value, we have cumulative planned value, and then we have under the interval, we have planned value interval. These all activities are having budget at completion. If you see all the activities except the milestone, let me take some activity from construction which is not started yet. Let's say civil. Okay. Now if we go through from here, it is having planned value 250 for the first day, then 500, then 500, 500. Sunday is holiday. So this activity has spread it out the loaded budget at completion based on the project baseline start and finish dates. So project baseline start date is starting from whatever the date here, Wednesday, and accordingly it is finishing on Thursday. If you see this bar, it is showing the baseline date bar. Let me show you how to get this. So right click on bar, and then here, if you see here primary baseline, normal. So for all the normal activity, it would show the bar like that. And that is actually showing here. So Thursday, so whenever we have data date, let's say some other activity which is already started. So let's say this activity is civil design, which is there. Let me copy and paste in the Excel, then be more clear for you. Now, that is the activity just we copied from there and pasted here. It is having the date, which is our start and finish date. And then it is having schedule percent complete and performance percent complete, budget, planned value, earned value. So what is earned value? Earned value is basically this over the budget, which is 50%. This is what we have fed in the program. And then here we have got planned value, interval, and here we have got cumulative. So on 19th June, it was planned as per the baseline program. And then accordingly, it has the distribution until the last date of the activity, which is 11th July. And accordingly, it is showing the cumulative. So this plus this, it is showing 150. And then plus this, it is showing 250. So here we have got cumulative. So that's how this percentage work. Now I will show you here 12th July is our data date, which is that one. So if I calculate from here this over the budget, it is 100%, and that's how it calculates the schedule percent complete in the program. Now I'm going to show you how to create a simple S curve, and then what I'm going to take from here, I'm going to take planned versus earned value. So under the earned value, I will take earned value, and then from cumulative earned value, I will take cumulative earned value. Click OK, minimize it, and then press Ctrl C so it will copy. And then I have to go to Excel again, and I will paste it here. spreadsheet options, which is having planned value cost interval, then cumulative, then earned value cost interval, and then cumulative. And here I have got months, and accordingly I have got the units. Now simply you have to select from spreadsheet to the range right side and insert chart, and here I have got a chart. Let me just drag it down and change the side accordingly. I will click on bar, right click, change series type, and I would say that planned value cost interval is my secondary axis, and similarly earned value interval is secondary axis. And here cumulative I have to change from clustered column to line. I will apply the same for cumulative earned value, click OK, and then here I have got a S curve. So here I can change my color, so I can change to green as actual, and then blue is my planned value which is defining here. And I can also change the line color from here, let's say blue, and then here I will leave to green. Earned value is only showing under July month because our data date is 12th July 2020. Adjust this to July, so we will stick only here. And then if you want from here you can add the data label, you can add different thing, you can format also. There are some default formats which are showing here. Let's say I will select that one, and it is showing everything here which I need, and it's up to you, whichever you want you can make it more better, but I just gave you an idea that accordingly I can show my planned values versus actuals which is there. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned from it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to remain informed of new videos. I will catch you up in the next session.